Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, April 3rd, 2017. What's going on? How are you? How's it go? Little white guy Def Jam voice. Little white guy Def Jam voice, huh? Taking you back through a little comedy history. Remember that? The height of black guys do this, white guys do that. It was always that fucking voice. You ever see a white guy stand in a chair or sit in a chair? Oh, I mean, a black guy, when he sits in a chair, he sits in the motherfucking chair. White guy said, oh, geez, I gotta sit out here. Should I do my taxes? Every fucking joke. Crushed. Fucking crushed. That was the black comic version of white guys talking about flying on airplanes. Or comparing dogs to cats. That's more like it. You know, dogs, you're afraid of cat. It doesn't even fucking, you know. That's actually still not a complimentary voice for a white guy, but I don't think that was a complimentary voice for a black guy. So I think I'm in the clear when it comes to political correctness. Oh my God, what a fucking weekend I had, man. I had a great time. You know why I had a great time? I watched the fucking Bruins pick up 4 points this weekend, all right, and put themselves back into the driver's seat, at least of their own destiny, all right, by beating the Florida fucking Panthers. And thank God the Chicago Blackhawks had the decency to rest most of the good guys in their team. We were able to pick up another 2 points, so thank you to the city of Chicago. Next deep dish is on me if I run into you. Not the whole fucking city, just one of you fatties. One of you mustachioed fatties from that SNL sketch. I don't think I've ever seen a guy with a mustache in Chicago. You know? Anyways, I never heard one say, "Da Bears." Never heard that. Never heard it. Although I don't talk to a lot of them. I just kind of go there and stand in front of them performing, and then I leave. That's basically what I do, which is one of my favorite things to fucking do, by the way. There's nothing better than when you do your show. The second you do it, you get in a car and you get the fuck out of there. That's my favorite thing to do. You know, either that or go to a dive bar and hang out like with 3 people. That's the way I'm fucking wired. That's perfect. To be honest with you. There's certain people, they like to hang out. You know what I mean? Go wade into the crowd. You know, continue to say how awesome I am. I don't do that. I got it for that hour. Perfect. Then you get in the car and it's nice and quiet. It's quiet. You just fucking ride home, you know? And you go into your fucking hotel room, right? Sit down. You avoid the fucking snack bar, right? And then that's it. And you just sit there in the loneliness of your room. That's most of the reason why I drink on the road, to be honest with you. That's all you're doing, is you're just trying to stay out as long as you can, so you're so fucking tired that when you get back to your room, you just immediately fall asleep rather than dealing with the fucking loneliness of it. But I don't know. I had such a great weekend, man. I played a little bit of drums, hung out with my beautiful daughter. You know, she's a riot. She's bossy as hell. Oh, my God. She's already telling us what to do with just like the noises that she knows how to make. Yeah, she's going to be a little snotty, just like my wife. She's fucking adorable as hell. Obviously, you know, I'm a little biased, but that's kind of, you know when people are lying, you know, if what your kid. Oh, hey, what a cutie. I feel like we're getting like legit compliments. So anyways, can anybody out there in the hockey world explain to me like how this, like what seed you are works in the playoff bracket? Like, I don't get it, because it used to be like the Adams division and the Patrick division, and one played 4. And then they sort of jumbled them all up, it seems. Like when they list them as far as like, I don't get when you go to the standings thing, because I would have thought as a 6th or a 7th seed, whatever the fuck we're going to be, we'd either play the Capitals or the Blue Jackets, you know, the top of that one. But they're kind of doing it like a March Madness thing, where it's like we're in like a different thing. So for some reason, we'd get off easy, I should say, and have to play the Maple Leafs rather than getting the old right there, Fred, from the Capitals or the Blue Jackets. Not saying that we're going to beat Toronto. I have no idea what's going to happen. But according to the Stanley Cup playoffs here on NHL.com, as of today, the Montreal Canadiens with Claude Julien Julien would play fucking the New York Rangers. So they're number 1 seed, and then they would get the wild card, New York Rangers, and then the Bruins would play the Maple Leafs. Little original 6 action there for you on both of those, huh? Then the Capitals would play Ottawa, and Pittsburgh plays Columbus. Like, Pittsburgh gets punished. Shouldn't they be playing an easier fucking team with the points they have? I would think. One of them, the bottom feeders. So that's great. I love that Pittsburgh or the Columbus will knock each other out. Will knock one or the other out, I should say. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to... Is the Capitals finally going to push through this year? Is it finally going to happen? You know what would be the fucking Armageddon finals? Would be the Washington Capitals versus the San Jose Sharks. You know, one of them has to win, right? Like the Cubs versus the Indians. Somebody's got to fucking win. And I bet it would go down the exact same way. One would go up 3-1. You know, they just got to add that last bit of misery. And then someone would come back and win it. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All I know is I really enjoyed, obviously, this weekend. And if we can play the Tampa Bay Lightning on Tuesday and fucking put them out of their goddamn misery, I think we would avoid 3 years in a row of, eating a dick at the end of March and beginning of April. We've done it 2 years in a row. So that's it. That's it for the fucking hockey talk. Oh, by the way, I don't know what his name is, but that kid on Calgary, Keith Tkachuk, his kid out there, that kid's a fucking riot, man. He's an old school hockey player. I was watching, what do they have there with the fucking Don Cherry, Hockey Night in Canada. We actually get that down here. And he was showing a highlight of that kid, picking on that dude from the fucking Kings. And Don Cherry's breaking his fucking balls. And it's just like, they're trying to make the playoffs. He's not going to get involved in some stupid fucking fight, right? They Drew Doughty, they need him on the ice. I would think. Anyways, Drew Doughty, the Dave Grohl of fucking, of hockey. To me, they're the exact same fucking person. When Dave Grohl's not making amazing music, he's playing defense for the Los Angeles Kings. I challenge you to find Dave Grohl ever at a fucking game where Drew Doughty is not a healthy scratch. All right, enough of that bullshit. I can't even talk to you about my fucking weekend. Some of this other bullshit. Oh my God, you ever hang out with just like a complete fucking psychopath? Ugh. It's one of those social events you're like, oh no, there he is. And then it's over. And then it's the next day and you're like, oh great, God willing, I'll never have to see that person again. Hey, how the fuck are the Celtics the number 1 seed? I didn't watch in the last 2 weeks. I kind of got, with fucking hockey and basketball, you kind of got like pick a sport, I've been trying to watch both of them, but the Bruins were just in a more, I don't know, precarious position. So it was more of a exciting thing to watch. Are they going to fuck this up? Are they going to somehow pull themselves out of it? And somehow the Celtics are a number 1 seed, although I don't think they're a better team than the Cavaliers. But I like what LeBron did last night when he got into it on the court, and that made that other dude on his own team flipping out, yelling at him and shit. He immediately tried to diffuse it and then was just saying, yeah, I showed him up. I shouldn't have said that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's a fucking leader right there. Even though a lot of people don't like him, I fucking like LeBron. So anyways, dude, I've just been having I don't know, I got to get back into fucking meditating. I don't know. I just keep running into these situations. I feel like I'm attracting them to me. Like this New York number has been calling me for the last fucking 3 days. And then I'm like, I don't know who this number is, so I don't answer. And then they finally leave a message and just say, yeah, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm looking for so-and-so, but it keeps saying, this is Bill on the thing. But my phone is saying, it's my daughter. So I'm like, all right, well, this guy's going to figure this shit out, right? And he does it. So he finally, right before I did the podcast, he fucking calls again. So I finally picked up. I go, hello. The guy's like, yeah, who is this that I'm talking to? I'm like, well, it's not who you think it is. Yeah, you got the wrong number. And he goes, yeah, well, fuck you too. And he hangs up on me like it was my fault. So I just laugh, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why does this shit keep happening to me? So then he calls back, and I'm like, well, I got to hear what this guy's going to say next, right? I need a new hour of material. I got to put myself in the line of fire here. So I pick up. He goes, yeah, hey, man, I'm sorry, man. I lost my phone, and I keep trying to call my daughter. And, my name's Bill, and it keeps saying your name's Bill. And you got to see the humor in that, right? I'm like, yeah, man, it's a funny situation. Good luck to you with your phone. I don't know what to tell you. Sounded like a nice enough person. I love that he said, yeah, well, fuck you too. And he still had the fucking nerve to call me back and then just act like he didn't say that. Maybe he was just joking when he said it. I was just like, I don't fucking know. So anyways, this past week, I'm at this social event. I'm trying to avoid this psycho, and he ends up sitting right next to me, and I'm talking to this guy, and for fucking 10 minutes, all of a sudden, I can't find my cell phone. And I'm looking for it, and I'm not bringing it up to anybody because I'm thinking, like, maybe I left it in the car. I don't know what. And I realized that this psycho has placed his cell phone exactly right on top of mine on the table. Like, completely lined up. And mine has a black case and it was kind of dark, so I couldn't see it. And then I had to sit there playing this fucking mind game. Like, did this guy do this on purpose? Am I overanalyzing this thing? Am I out of my fucking mind? And I don't know. Then the whole thing just struck me as funny. Thinking of how my life used to be. Because I used to have people like that in my fucking life. You know those people that mind fuck you? And then like an hour later, hey, I'm sorry. I wasn't. Come here. That fucking wife beater relationship you got to get into them. Yeah. Which is, of course, how the evening ends with that bullshit. Oh, yeah. No, hey, it's all right. Everything's cool. And I just walked out of there and just felt like this fucking weight lift off me. Just be like, I'm never going to see that person again. I have no fucking desire. That is it. That is a fucking wrap. If I have learned anything from hanging out with fucking a couple, I have two good friends of mine that are both half Sicilian, and when applied correctly, the Sicilian "you're dead to me," when applied correctly, is the greatest fucking. It just streamlines your life. Why would you waste another second of your life playing that mental tennis with like you obviously don't connect with this person over, and you just walk away, and then that's it. And like today, I just woke up. I was in the greatest fucking mood, knowing I'm never going to see that person again. It's fucking tremendous. And you know what? I think then I created a void. I created a vacuum in my life because I just let go of all of that shit. And now I got this random guy calling me up on my cell phone looking for his daughter and then telling me to go fuck myself, you know? I'll take that. I mean, that's an easy one. That guy actually sounded like a better fucking person. So, anyways, oh, you know what? Easter's coming up. Fucking Easter. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail, hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. I get this week. We're gonna actually at some point we're gonna go back to the mall. I've become a fucking mall person. I imagine eventually it's gonna drive me nuts, but we're going there. We're taking our daughter over to get a picture with the Easter bunny. How fucking cute is that? It's going to be absolutely adorable. I can't wait to do it. So we just have to carve out some time. And I'm already nervous that she's going to get totally fucking freaked out. You know what I mean? The older you get, the more you look at that, you just realize what is that bizarre ritual? You know, why would you do that to you? Sorry, my stomach's grumbling here. I'm fucking on a massive diet here. Massive diet. Cutting out the booze, except for last night. Cutting out the booze. Been eating basically perfectly, and I'm actually down to $179. My fighting weight's between like 168, 172, and I'm going to try to lose 2 to 3 pounds for the. You know, I figure by mid-May, I ought to be in fighting shape, and I'm going to try to actually stay in that and continue. Because you know what I do is I get down to the weight I wanted to get down to, and then that's like the end of the movie. Roll credits, and I go back to eating fucking pizza and beer and all of that shit. And then I slowly get back up again. And next thing you know, I'm standing shirtless in a mirror, just calling myself every horrible name that I can think of. You know? Tub of fuck. Something I've never even heard anybody say. I actually called myself that before I started this diet. I actually have suits that I can't fit into anymore. Like I've hit that point in my life. And it's just like I can't be the guy that goes to the fucking dry cleaner to have his suits let out. You go to the tailor, and you're just basically saying, "Listen, the food won. I quit. I don't want to fucking do this anymore." So, anyways, I've just been doing cardio. My fucking shoulder's getting better. I can't really lift weights or anything, so I've just been kind of just stretching, doing cardio, and trying to eat right. I try to eat like from 9 to 5 and then just stop. But the other night I was doing that April Foolishness for Kevin and Bean, who I want to thank for having me on that. We did it down at the Shrine Auditorium, which is a famous theater out here. What the fuck's going on with my brain? I can't even think here. I actually went on Wikipedia. That's what happens when I was trying to look at some of this other shit, some of this advertising I have to read. I literally get like anxiety as I look at it, like, oh God, look how long this fucking copy is. I don't want to read all that as I'm trying to talk to you guys. My apologies. I was distracted there. So I played the Shrine Auditorium for Kevin and Bean show, April Foolishness, every year that raises money for, I think it's premature babies. I believe that's what it is. I never know what it is. I always ask right before I go on, what is this cause for, so I can steer clear of going out there like, what's up with premature babies? Should we just let them die or something? You know, just not walking into that. So we were at the Shrine Auditorium, and I went up on Wikipedia. I went to it on the internet there, and I found out that is the place. The most legendary thing that I saw that happened at that place, aside from like the Grateful Dead and all these guys doing shows, was the place where Michael Jackson shot the Pepsi commercial and had his hair lit on fire, his Jerry curl. You know, when he was slowly, at the beginning, was in the beginnings of transforming into a white guy. You know, I don't know if it was the product he had, if it was a Jerry curl, if it was a conch. I don't know what he had going on, okay? I don't know how that mixes with Pepsi and flammable shit, but all I know is his head lit on fire. And he got second-degree burns. That was it. And all these fucking people were like crying. They were terrified, you know, that this tremendous artist, his head caught on fire. His fucking head caught on fire doing a Pepsi commercial. That was another groundbreaking thing that he did. Like, because back in the day, if you were any sort of a famous person, and if you did a commercial, you were just considered a complete sellout. At least in the white world. I don't know how it worked. He kind of was a hybrid, though, right? He's sort of the first Caitlyn Jenner, but he did it like in a raceway, you know? Like the way he walked out the door a dude and came back a woman, he walked out the door a black guy and came back a white guy. I mean, I can't imagine being friends with that guy. Every time he would leave and he'd just come back, he was like a shopaholic, but like for his face. You know what I mean? You know, these chicks are always coming back with like a new bag. You know what I mean? Or some fucking, I don't know what, shoes or some shit. He would do the same thing, but with his face. Yeah, Bill, he was one of the most famous people ever. We know what he did. Okay, anyways, plowing ahead. So I got to do that show down at the Shrine Auditorium, and I cannot even begin to tell you what a fucking great time I had. Unbelievable crowd. Like, I had to do a half hour at the end of all these other monsters going out there fucking killing it the entire night. And Steve-O did a hilarious fucking stunt. Fucking hilarious. And I got to go on like at the end of all this shit and do a half hour, and it was fucking effortless. That's how great the crowd was. So I want to thank everybody who came out for that wonderful cause that I believe was for premature kids. You guys like the birds chirping in the background? Somebody mentioned to me that's fucking hilarious. Listen to me going off on shit with birds chirping. I usually don't do my fucking podcast in this room. I just do it because it's the furthest one away from my daughter who's sleeping. You know, I don't want to hear me dropping all the F-bombs. So anyways, the end of the show comes, right? You everybody's shaking hands. Oh, you were great. No, you were great. No, I like how your mind works. No, I like how your mind works better. You know, we're all doing the Hollywood thing, right? Everybody had a good set. And once again, I ran into one of these crazy fucking parents, right? This is fucking hilarious. This is what this person did. They said, oh, congratulations on your daughter. I said, oh, you brought it up. You brought it up. Now I got to show you a picture, right? So her and her husband are standing there, right? The young people, right? They look like they're single. They don't even look like they have kids. And I just show them the picture, and she just goes, oh, yeah, it's so easy. You see, it's so easy. It's so easy. She started pointing at my kid going, it's so easy. I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? I've heard she's adorable. She's cute. Oh, my God, look at those cheeks. She's go, oh, yeah, it's so yeah. See, you see, it's so easy. I'm like, what do you mean it's so easy? She goes, we have three. We have three. It's so hard. You have no idea. She used my daughter's picture as a way to launch into how fucking difficult her life was. First of all, it's like, how fucking difficult is your life? The two of you look like you've been P90Xing. You guys don't have an ounce of fat on you. You don't have bags under your eyes. It's Saturday night. You're out at a show. Neither one of you yawning. And they were going, yeah, we had one, and then we got pregnant again, and we had, and I was going like, oh, and I'm sitting there trying to be empathetic. Oh yeah, you know, I hear two is like a game changer, and then three, it's like you're outnumbered. She goes, oh no, we went from one right to three. Like we had twins next, and two kids. I don't even know what that feels like. We don't even know what that feels like. It's just like, you know what? You don't know what it's like to be in a fucking log cabin with no fucking heat like they had 200 years ago. It's fucking hard. Get the fuck out of here. I swear to God, like people like that. It's just, I just feel bad for their kids. It's like you got to be a fucking terrible parent. What kind of person has a kid, right? And all I do when I see other people's kids is I just think of how much that person must love that kid. They have to feel the same way that I do about my kid. And then I'm happy for them. Who the fuck looks at somebody else's kid and compares like, oh, it's so easy. Yeah, see, it's easy. And then I go, yeah, you know, well, we're thinking of having another one. And then the guy goes, yeah, just have one. Don't have two more. First of all, like, you can control it. They drive me up the fucking wall. I'm going to say it. I fucking hate parents. Generally speaking, I cannot stand them. They're like fucking martyrs. They're like these fucking, it's like you put yourself in this situation. Shut the fuck up. You have three people that are going to be sad when you die. They're actually going to give a shit, and they're going to show up and say how great you are. Isn't that enough? Oh, it's so hard. You have oh, really? With iPads and fucking 200 channels of cable. You can put them in front of a fucking plasma TV. It's like looking into a tropical fish tank all day for them. Yeah, they're soft. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just... Oh, God, there's so many times in my life, like, I wish I could just go back like that. Believe it or not, I'm great in the moment on stage. I'm so bad at it when I'm off stage. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, because I immediately just get to this anger level, and then I end up looking like a psycho. Like, I wish I just said that to him. Like, you guys sound like terrible parents. Do you want to put your kids up for adoption so maybe you can go back to doing blow or whatever the fuck it is that you miss? Do you know how bad I wish I could go back to last night and just tap that guy on his shoulder and just point at his cell phone on top of mine and just be like, on a psychological level, would you like to explain this to me? How did this happen? Was this by accident? But I don't fucking say anything. And then I just fucking write people off, and then they look at me like I'm out of my mind, which I am. I'm definitely out of my mind. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not the only one. I am not the only one. And I have learned that. I learned that this weekend. Oh, it's so easy. See, it's so easy. It's like, why would you say it? You don't have any fucking idea. Imagine if I had a special needs kid and you're pointing at it saying it's so easy. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, that's right. You're completely self-involved. Oh, it felt good to get this out. Oh, Jesus. I'm glad I didn't say it. I'm glad I saved it for the podcast. But wouldn't the podcast be better if I actually started saying these things to people, so then I would have the confrontations, and then maybe I could then do a 2-hour podcast. Hey, who knows? Who knows? So, as I mentioned earlier, or the last podcast, I finally got Sirius satellite radio in my car, so I'm fucking listening to the 80s channel, the 70s channel, NHL. I listened to Opie's show, Jim Norton's fucking show, and I finally listened to Howard Stern for the first time in fucking forever. And he had Craig Ferguson on, and Craig Ferguson was going on and on about the Chappelle fucking special. I got to check it out. He was going on and on. It might be the greatest one I've ever seen. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to check that out. I got to fucking check that one out. But half of me does not want to watch it because I know it's going to be. I don't want to feel like, oh, my God. Certain people you watch to get inspired. I can't watch his shit because I'll be like, oh, God, I suck. Really? The gap is still that large. I don't know. Every once in a while you think you're fucking Hendrix and then you realize you're just playing a ukulele. Right? Isn't that what happens? Isn't that what life is? Anyways, let's read a little bit of the advertising here. It's unbelievable. It's the greatest special I've ever seen. I was just like, Jesus Christ. All right, Pro Flowers, everybody. Have you ever forgotten your anniversary? Yeah, to be honest with you, right now, I would, if you asked me, I'm 80% sure of my anniversary date. But fortunately, I married a person who also, we don't really remember the day that we met. We don't have a day for that. And like this year, we were just like, what's our wedding date again? It's the 11th, right? No, 12th. No, 11th. 11th? Yeah, it's 11th. But if you married accountant, if you married an insecure accountant, they know what the date is, right? Have you ever forgotten your anniversary? If you're nodding yes, you're lying. Oh, how do you figure that? You know those people that are just hard to shop for? Wait, what the fuck have you ever forgotten your anniversary? If you're nodding yes, you're lying. Well, I wasn't nodding, but I have. I've actually booked myself on my anniversary weekend because I forgot. I just don't think that. I just think, every other week I go on the road. And if it lands on that week, then I wasn't out. And it just, I don't know. Evidently, Pro Flowers, I don't know. Jesus, are they fucking psychos? Are they going to put their cell phone on top of my cell phone? Anyways, you know those people that are just hard to shop for, like your wife for your anniversary or your sister for her birthday? It's just the worst trying to find a gift that A, they'll like, and B, won't cost an arm and a leg. All right, first of all, that's what the fuck they want. They want something that they're going to like, and they also want something that's going to cost an arm and a leg. Pro Flowers, stop acting like this is like a substitute for a gift. All right? You are the fucking appetizer. This is a great appetizer, getting flowers. But if you think you're going to fucking every year just get your wife flowers, hey, Toots, thanks for hanging in there, nursing the baby. Why don't you shove these in your face and give them a whiff? I'm going to throw them in a vase. They'll be dead in 2 days. This cost me $29. That's how I feel for you. This is what you get as an accoutrement to whatever the fuck else you're going to get, right? A condiment. This is the mustard on top of the hot dog that costs like fucking, whatever it is you make, like a good 40% of your salary. Right? Salary? All right. Well, I'm going to make it easy for you. Pro Flowers is my go-to for flowers. It isn't. There's a guy down the street that sells them. He puts them together great. It's a person, and I like him. But, if I'm sitting in a cubicle and I don't have time for this shit, I'm going to Pro Flowers. All right. They're fresh, priced right, and are the perfect gift for literally anyone. And get one for one of your buddies. I'm sure he'll love them. And they get delivered straight to your recipient's door. How easy is that? And that's what women don't like. He didn't put any fucking thought in this whatsoever. That's why it's an accoutrement. Right now, Pro Flowers has a special offer for just our listeners. Get $10 off your purchase of $29 or more. Pro Flower bouquets or bouquets, police or police, are guaranteed fresh for 7 days or your money back. They have a 7-step quality check, which means the flowers are always awesome. Their website is super easy to use. You can schedule your delivery ahead of time for any date you want. And get back to your fucking day. Pro Flowers is a no-brainer gift for a birthday, which is why you have to also get her something else. An anniversary, every occasion, or even for no occasion at all. Anytime when you want her to feel special, they take care of all the details. Yeah, Pro Flowers is great for if you're going to add it to a gift, or if it's not a special day and you just get it for them. That's a fucking great thing, Like if there's 7 days out of the year, fucking their birthday, your anniversary, Valentine's Day, that fucking bird in the tree, Flag Day. Okay? This is when you get them. Get her on like fucking, July 18th. I was just thinking of you. Those fucking birds are crazy, huh? Anyways, I know you have either a birthday or your anniversary coming up. So right now, get $10 off your purchase of $29 or more at ProFlowers. But this deal definitely will not last long. Just go to proflowers.com and enter code BURR at checkout to get this special deal. All right? There you go. Look who's MeUndies, boop, MeUndies. MeUndies, get your broad some fucking flowers. MeUndies, wash your balls in the showers. They'll smell really nice. Rub the roses on them. She'll fucking come over and say, why did you do that? Why did you squat in the fucking vase? Oh, because I want to sit on your face with my MeUndies. Sorry, that one was all over the place. Elevate your underwear game to the next level with MeUndies. You perfected your wardrobe. But what about the stuff not everybody gets to see? If you've been settling for store-bought underwear 5-packs, I have something that will change your life for the better. MeUndies. What's the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off? We all know what you had, but this isn't about that. It's your underwear. Make your most important piece of clothing the best it can be with MeUndies. What is MeUndies, you might be asking at your cubicle? Oh, just seriously soft feel-good undies delivered right to your fucking door. MeUndies are designed in Los Angeles or Louisiana, I have no idea, L.A., and made from sustainably sourced modal, a fabric 3 times softer than cotton. And if you're not ready for it, it's fucking hilarious. Your balls are going to be so fucking cushioned, right? Compared to the callous hands. I'm kidding. They're made here by union workers. And if you're not ready for a subscription, that's okay. Hey, no pressure. You can still save. That's because MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first pair. Just use our special URL, MeUndies.com/Burr, and get 20% off your first pair. So go ahead, revamp your underwear drawer. You deserve it. Once again, that's MeUndies.com/Burr, MeUndies.com/Burr. And we got 2 more, and these are quick reads, and I love it. All right, Dollar Shave Club, dude. Buying a fucking razor is like buying a car. To get smooth luxury quality, you have to pay a huge price. And that means you're paying mostly for splashy marketing features you don't actually need. Switch to DollarShaveClub.com, everybody. It's the smarter choice. Luxury quality at an economy price. Dollar Shave Club's razors are amazing quality. They've got the shave tech you need and none of the overpriced gimmicky shit you don't. All right? Have you seen the ad for the razors, Monopoly's newest razor thing? It has like 21 blades, swivel pivot, fucking robot razor with a laser pointer to your chin. Every year, they make a tiny change to the razor. They do that. They change it a little bit, and then the new fucking blades don't fit it, and then you got to keep up with the Joneses. It's complete bullshit. All right? You want to get out of it, join Dollar Shave Club and be done with all of that shit. There's never been a better time to give them a shot. Right now, you can get your first month of any of their amazing razors for only $1, including free shipping, and after that, it's just a few bucks a month. There's no long-term commitment, no hidden fees, and you can cancel whenever the fuck you want. Get your first month for just $1 at DollarShaveClub.com/Burr. That's DollarShaveClub.com. And lastly, but not leastly, Stamps.com. You know what? I use Stamps.com whenever I'm sending out any of my posters, when I feel like I'm going to whore myself out at the end of the shows, trying to just wring every last dollar out of my fucking fan base. All right? I'm a moron. If I can figure out how to use their fucking scale and stamp machine, so can you. Stamps saves you time and money, which you can use to grow your business. I can mail any letter, any package using just my computer and printer and the mailman comes and picks it up. Avoid the hassle, man, of the post office and mail everything from postcards to stamps, to envelopes, to packages, domestics, or international. Stamps.com will even help you decide the best class of mail based on your needs. No need to lease an expensive postage meter. Right now, you can enjoy the Stamps service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale without long-term commitments. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Burr. That's Stamps.com, enter Burr, Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. All right? Anyways, hey, how about the fucking, the Patriots might be talking to Adrian Peterson, huh? If you're fucking, I don't know, if you've been watching the Patriots for a long time, doesn't that remind you when we signed Corey Dillon? That'd be nice to get that fucking guy, wouldn't it? Maybe see Tom Brady get number 6, right? Somebody said he said he wanted to play for another 5 or 6 years. That's fucking unbelievable. Just the fact that he's going to do that means he's going to play for at least another 3. So he has a legitimate shot at getting another ring. Unreal. Good Lord, I fucking enjoy that. All right. Because every year he plays, I always think this could be the last year. This could be the last fucking year. You know, Belichick is almost 70 years old. Brady's going to be 40, you know. And we're going to fucking, what's going to happen on that franchise when those 2 people leave? Who knows? Because what's his face? Robert Kraft. His 3 coaching hires. Bill Parcells, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick. He's 3 for 3. All right. Let's read some of these emails for the week. Girl freaks out. Hey there, Billy Boy George. You know what's funny? I never liked him when I was in the 80s. You know, I was too homophobic to like that guy. But his fucking drummer's the shit on there. Do you really wanna hurt me? I love the fucking drums on that song. Anyways, not sure if you saw this yet. Some girl freaked out at a yogurt shop in Santa Monica because the couple behind her kissed each other. She starts saying that she was being sexually harassed by them doing so. It gets out of control. The funny thing is that she starts off acting like a hacky liberal, but then ends acting like a hacky conservative as she shifted through stages of emotion. The Phoenix tour video looked great. Can't wait for San Jose. I watched some of that. At first, I love this woman because I hate people who fuck. I hate looking at people making out in public. It's fucking gross. It's fucking gross. Your tongues jam down each other's throats. You know, it's like I don't want to look at, especially when I'm around food. I totally get what she's saying, but then she took it too far when she started saying that she was being sexually harassed. What I did love, though, is I love how the extreme close-up when she's yelling into the camera, it reminded me of that movie Misery, you know, where that lady's like, you can't with the cocky doo-doo, whatever the fuck she says. Was there anything more satisfying in a fucking movie when he finally got out of the bed and started slamming that bitch's head against the floor? Just laying there, that powerless. Do you know in the book she actually cuts his feet off rather than breaking his goddamn ankles? I got to be honest with you. I really think I could have sweet-talked my way out of that bed. I really would have. I would have acted like I wanted to fuck her. You know? I would have done that, right? I would have told her that I was never going to leave her. I would have built her fucking up until I started to be able to walk around, right? And then I would actually, and once I could even, this is how long of a slow play I would go with that woman. After I could walk, I would stay in a 3-month relationship with her till she got so fucking comfortable, right? And then one day I'd be making my famous fucking scrambled eggs, take out a fucking skillet. That would be it, man. I would stay in a relationship with that woman until the fucking snow melted. You know? And I could shake off whatever thing I had to have fucking her. I could shake that off. I'm German-Irish. I could put that in a box and never think of it again. No pun intended. That's what I would have done. He fucked up. You know what I mean? He actually wrote the real fucking book. I guess that's because I know that she was out of her mind. But I swear to God, I would have told her that I love what she did with her hair.
all of that thing. The hardest thing would have been was not laughing the noises that she would have made during intercourse. Intersex. Anyways, I don't know what that says about me, but that's how I would have got out of it. I would have just gone totally like, oh yeah, you're beautiful. Oh my God, this soup is fucking delicious. And I would have just talked to her and just find out what the exact fucking book she wanted me to write, and that's exactly what I would have written. Maybe I'd hit her with a typewriter, like some sort of symbolism. I don't know, but at the end of the day, fucking some pig versus getting both of your fucking ankles broken. I mean, I don't think there's really no trade-off, right? You probably wouldn't. She's such a fucking lunatic. She's probably like asexual. You probably don't even have to do that. Just laugh at her jokes. I think you would have been all right. Anyways, I just went on a tangent there. Sorry about that. Here we go, girl. So, anyways, getting back to that. Yeah, I don't like when I don't like watching people make out. It's fucking gross to me. I hate it. And the two things I hate most in movies is when people are fucking making out, and people when they're eating in a scene, and they're fucking making those fucking noises. There's nothing worse than watching an actor eat in a scene, because most times they're not eating, so they have to overact eating. And everybody, I don't know what happens. They turn into fucking animals. They start eating with their mouths open. They start pointing at people with the bread. That, and I hate love scenes in movies. You know what I mean? Like when they take it to the point where literally one actor is sucking on the other actor's titties. It's just like, I get it. They're going to have sex. Like, why do you got to take it to this level? Are you making a porno now? If I want to watch a porno, I'll just watch a fucking porno. Why can't you just have them walk in the bedroom and they close the door? I get it. They fucked. Like, who is that for? Take my breath away. Ooh. They're always up against the wall and it's fucking raining out or some shit. You know what I mean? Rather than they're getting used to each other. Figuring out which lip to go for. Do you go for the top lip or the bottom lip? You know what I mean? What position do you like? Do you like to have your ass slapped or not? All that shit's out of the way. They just automatically start acting like they've been banging each other the whole summer. Little Red Corvette. Whatever fucking songs they play. What are some of the stupid... In the 80s, they always played that stupid saxophone. The saxophone got ruined in the 80s. It went from this, like... It went literally from this instrument that when it was in the hands of a black person, it actually scared the CIA, to the 80s where it just meant that Tom Cruise was going to fuck somebody. Half of those jazz guys in the fucking, from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they had their fucking phones bugged by the goddamn J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI, and then it just all went to shit in the 70s. It all went to shit in the fucking 70s. They whacked everybody that they needed to whack in the 60s. They figured out how not to lose public support of a war after the debacle of Vietnam. Right? So now they got everybody. Everybody's going, well, I support troops. I support troops. I support troops. I support. Everybody's got to say they support. Who doesn't support the troops? They're on our team. But the brilliance is they've now morphed that into you cannot criticize the war if you do, or anything that the Pentagon is doing, because now you're criticizing some 18-year-old who's over there fighting for your freedom. It's fucking brilliant. And we should have seen this coming with what happened to the saxophone in the 80s. All right. Girlfriend says I'm stagnant. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dude, that's a major red flag. Hey, Bill, you Tiny Tim looking red-nosed peckerhead. Okay. Who is Tiny Tim again? Oh, Tiny Tim's that ugly motherfucker with the ukulele. Jesus Christ. Wow. He looks like if somebody beat the shit out of George Washington. Thank you. Wow, that one really hurt. Ugh. Anyways, maybe I'll pull a Michael Jackson, get a cleft in my chin. Love you. Love your podcast, but you wrote you. Love your podcast, even though I never get any advice. Will you give me some? This is somebody who's not going to use any punctuation. This is all one sentence. Loved you, maybe this person's foreign. Loved you podcast, even though I never get any advice. Will you give me some advice? Will you give me some? I have this girlfriend I really like. That's all one sentence. We worked together at the local restaurant. I was fine until I got fired. Then I got into a fight with my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend. Got that? No, I don't. All right, let me try to break this down here. All right, you have this girlfriend you really like. We worked together at the local restaurant. I guess everything was cool, and then you got fired. And then you got into a fight with her sister, her sister's boyfriend. Okay, so your girlfriend at work, you got into a fight with her sister's boyfriend, and then you got fired from the TGI Fridays, whatever the fuck you did. All right, I'm back on board. Then I got a DWAI, driving while alcohol influenced. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I feel like a complete loser, and sometimes it gets me depressed. Also, I still give her rides to work, which she tells me means nothing, and also says she loves me, but has been getting meaner every day I don't get a job. All right, well, okay. Well, in defense of her, you have to understand with a woman that if you're not bringing in money, you just literally you're like a 40-year-old teenager at that point. You're just like a big kid she has to deal with. And women, they're all feminists until they have to start paying for everything. You know what I mean? Like, what's fucked up with sexism and all that, and that guys have better paying jobs, evidently. I have no idea. I've never asked people what the fuck they make, but let's just say what they're saying is true. What's fucked up is it now created this thing where women can date, and like you're always, for the most part, dating up. You know, if you have reasonable fucking looks, okay, and you had a reasonably good childhood, and for whatever, you're not migrating towards fucking losers. All right, you can actually always be in a situation where getting married is a good thing because the other person makes more money than you. So even if the whole fucking thing falls apart, you're going to get the house, you're going to get the child support, you're going to get the alimony, right? Only lately are we finally starting to see women having to do that, and it's fucking hilarious. Like, they freak the fuck out. Like, what? Right? A woman paid alimony was if, like, I all of a sudden got my period. And like, wait, I got to do this now? What the fuck, right? Anyway, so let me get back to the fucking thing here. I keep going on tangents here. I need to stay focused. So you got a DUI, right? And she still gives you shit. Okay, so now you're not making any money. So, and you're all depressed and you don't have a car. So I'm guessing you're not really looking for a fucking job. Or maybe she's just mean as shit. I don't know. Anyways, he said, I've never had trouble getting work when I needed it, but now I feel like a lazy piece of shit. My girlfriend called me stagnant and told me she's worried. She said tonight she would see me later, then changed it to or talk to you later, and trailed off muttering some inaudible bullshit. I need to pay my rent tomorrow. And I'm basically broke as fuck. I gave her a key to my place, and she agreed to pay half the rent. But I feel like I'm twisting her arm to do it. Yeah, dude, what are you doing? I feel stagnant too and depressed, and she makes it hard to think sometimes. So I secretly bought a train ticket to California. From New York that leaves in 2 weeks. I'm debating whether to stay here, keep looking for a job in a dead economy, try and work things out with my girl. I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is not me here. This is how this is written. And face the music by paying thousands of fines and traffic tickets while I'm broke as fuck, or go with a couple of hippie friends, hike through like he threw a ball, the state of California while stopping to work on woofing farms in between journeys. Is this like Jack Kerouac shit? I don't know. I'm starting to think this isn't real. To stay or to go? I don't know, but if she calls me stagnant again, I'll be out and over the horizon. I feel bad, and I don't know what the fuck to do, so any advice is appreciated. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, first of all right, let's just eliminate the woman from all of this, okay? You need to pay your traffic tickets, dude. If you think you're just going to walk away from that, you're going to end up doing jail time. A buddy of mine did that, okay, and they put him in county, which you don't want to be in, because that's all different levels of fucking people, at least in L.A. that's like rapist lunatics, light their own kid on fire, right down to, I had a bunch of traffic tickets, and it got to such a, my traffic ticket, he didn't have a traffic ticket. He had a DUI, and he didn't show up to court. Maybe he won't go to jail. I don't know, but it's going to be a fucking nightmare. And that's going to be hanging over your head. And then you're going to have to try to work under the table, which is going to cause you not to fucking pay taxes. It's going to be a nightmare. So, I don't know. I would reach out for help is what I would do. And it doesn't sound like your girlfriend wants to do it anymore. You haven't told me how long you've been unemployed, but it sounds like she's at the brink of being fed up with you. But you did get into a fight. You did get fired. You did drink and drive. So you're making a bunch of bad moves. And it's not her fault that she's trying to envision a future with you. And all she's seeing is that she's going to work while you're boozing it up and she has to support you. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't like speaking for the ladies, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think a lot of women are looking for that in the future. So I would man up. You need to man the fuck up and realize that you are stagnant. You need to get your shit together. All right? I don't know what you have to do to find a fucking job. That's a difficult thing. But I don't know. Can you ask your parents for some help? Maybe you fucking leave your apartment, move back in with your parents while you get through this. You bottom the fuck out. You sober up. You start working out with the old weights you left in your parents' garage. You find a fucking job. All right? Get on a payment plan with your fucking tickets and all of that shit. Get all of that off the table. Maybe even break up with your girlfriend. Get your shit together. Create a whole new fucking you, and maybe you get a new girlfriend that's beyond the level of this one here that was working at the fucking restaurant or whatever the hell you were at. All right? But just know this. You sound like you're still young. You got your whole life ahead of you, and, you know, what you're doing is you're giving into your situation rather than fucking picking yourself up off the mat. All right? So get up off the floor. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. All right? You have all the power in the world to turn that thing around. All right? And that's it. Get a job, pay off your tickets, and, see what happens with that woman. You know, maybe she's not the one. Maybe she is. Who knows? Who gives a fuck? But work on your life. Work on yourself. There you go. All right. Girlfriend's ultimatum. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Hey, Billy Bong. My girlfriend, parentheses, of over 1 year, recently gave me an ultimatum. Weed or her? I chose weed. All right. There's a person who knows what he likes. Did you say that? Did you say that in the moment? Did you wait a few days? Did you mull it over for at least a few minutes? Sick of your pot smoking, okay? And I know that, I said earlier that I was okay with it, but the truth is I'm not. You're high all the time. I think it's affecting you, and it's just, I'm to the point I can't do this anymore. So you need to make a choice. Either you choose me or you choose marijuana. What's it going to be? I'm going to choose the weed, sweetheart. See ya. She's going to slowly walk with her head down out the fucking door. It couldn't have gone down like that. Anyways, however, as I perceived it, it was a choice of reason versus absurdity, not her versus weed. Allow me to defend myself. Absolutely, sir. You have the floor. Or man, this might be a lesbian relationship. My girl and I started smoking together about 2 months ago. She was never big on it, but I was a self-admitted pothead in the past. We started smoking a couple months ago at her request. We would smoke 1 or 2 hits per night before bed. Well, last night, she decided that she didn't like smoking weed anymore because she doesn't like the feeling of being high. Apparently, in that same moment, she became morally opposed to the idea of marijuana, and she proceeded to call me an addict that has a serious problem. And in a grand dramatic gesture, she flushed my remaining weed down the toilet and made me choose her or weed. Wow, that escalated, as they say in Anchorman. She kept pointing at me and yelling, "Look at yourself. You're so high right now." Keep in mind, I took 1 hit out of a 1-hitter. I called bullshit on all of her arguments because as long as I've known her, she has never had a problem with weed and would often encourage me to use it because it does reduce my anxiety and temper. She often brags about her ex-boyfriend selling weed and her ex-husband smoking every day and it not being an issue. All right, I was kind of hearing her argument until those last fucking 2 sentences. Wow, this person, this is a fucking retread you're with, huh? Jesus. You got her out of the recycle bin there, huh? So I assumed this wasn't about weed, but something else. I assumed it's the result of me telling her months ago, here we go, that I wouldn't be with her if she continued to drink because she had a seriously unhealthy relationship with alcohol. So I imagine she's trying to use this as her chance to play holier than thou card. For the record, I don't want to smoke weed all day / every day. It's the principle of the thing. But now my relationship is riding on this thing, and I don't want to do what? It's riding on this thing, and I don't want to do. I think it's riding on this thing that you don't want to do. I think what you're trying to say. What are your thoughts? Help a brother out. Do I want to deal with this crazy level of hypocrisy forever? Thanks and go fuck yourself. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. And the detached way that you're able to talk about her, and you never once said that, I really love her, though. You never said that. So it sounds like she had a rough childhood that led into alcohol abuse and to her picking some really some real winners here. Drug dealers and fucking, I don't know what her ex-husband did, but he smoked every day. I think... the way you tell it, it doesn't sound like a rational person. So on the other side, I will tell you, there are a lot of people that get high every day and don't think that they have a problem. Whereas if you get drunk every day, people call you drunk and say, you have a problem. I have a couple friends of mine that did that for a good 20 fucking years, and they paid the price. Smoking weed every single fucking day. It's like everything. You wouldn't want to eat ice cream every day. You'd be a fat fuck. If you drink booze every day, you're going to have a bad liver, gallbladder, gin blossom. I mean, fucking alcohol is brutal. And I actually, now that I've finally been educated a little bit on weed, I really do believe it's way, way worse. It definitely ages you way, way, way more than weed does. But I don't think wake and bake people and people who need weed to fall asleep. I know it helps with anxiety and shit like that. And obviously, pain of chemotherapy. It's got a lot of great things. But when it really comes down to is if you feel it's not affecting your life, then I would just continue to do what you're doing. But it's something that as an adult, when you move out and your parents aren't there to fucking question your behavior, you really have to, I feel, be extra tough on yourself. Like I drank way too much last year, way too fucking much. So I'm glad that I kind of have it back under control. And even now I probably drink way too much. So I'm trying to look at that type of shit. And you know what's funny? When I don't drink, I'm more apt to take a hit of weed because I'm just used to having a little bit of a buzz every couple of days. So then whenever I quit drinking, then there'll be like a 2-week period that if somebody has weed, hey, you want a hit? I'll actually take a hit. And I never smoke weed. But then after that, then I just, I just don't like weed. I'm just not into it. And then after like 2 weeks, then I just kind of just don't do anything. And then that's when I start getting into shape again. So whatever, man. I think, you sound pretty level-headed and you never said you loved her. So I would get out of that. That sounds like a fucking... You'd really have to, the amount of baggage she sounds like she has, I mean, marrying a fucking alcoholic, I mean, that really takes a fucking saint if you're sober, sort of. I don't know why you'd want to put yourself through that. All right. That's their issue to fucking deal with. And you got to be selfish when you want to find the right person. So there you go. All right. Older lady wants to bang. Oh, GG's. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. All right. Hey, Bill, I am a 22-year-old senior at college just outside of Baltimore, and I'm a big fan of your stand-up and podcast. Well, thank you. I caught your show when you came to Baltimore, and you absolutely killed it. Thank you again. Anyways, I wanted your advice as it relates to an older fucking lady. So just to give you a little background, last summer I decided to get in shape. I developed a nice workout routine and subsequently lost 40 pounds and really built up some muscle. As a result, women have been showing a lot more interest in me. There you go. You turned it around. Good for you. I'm happy for you. And I have definitely had more confidence with talking to women. All right, well, keep going, and keep shooting for the moon. Talk to those chicks you think are out of your league. See what happens. Anyways, now I have been using some dating apps and have met and hooked up with more women than I have ever have before. Not bragging, it's just the facts. All right, well, I hope you're using a condom there. Fucking studly. So recently, and this may sound weird, I ran across this incredibly attractive 50-year-old woman on one of the dating apps and liked her profile just kind of as a joke. No, you didn't. You were attracted to her. Who gives a shit? She is a classic example of a cougar. She's like Mrs. Robinson from The Graduate or that horny bitch from Sex and the City who just fucks everybody. Oh, my God, yeah, the most one-dimensional character ever. Kim Cattrall's character. It's just fucking every fucking line. It's like, I get it. You fuck a lot of guys. Has anybody ever there has to be a YouTube video where everybody just put all those lines from the entire fucking series. It's like, my Nia used to watch the thing. And all the way back when it was on, when we were still living in New York, we were living together in this apartment. I would just be on the other side of the apartment. She'd be watching it. And anytime Kim Cattrall's character would say something, I would always be in the background. I would just go, "'Cause she's a whore." Anyways, he says, much to my surprise, I matched with her. I don't know what that means. She hit you back, basically? She's surprisingly sexually aggressive. No, it isn't. Women fucking, by their mid-30s, they know what the fuck they want. They don't give a shit anymore. And clearly wants to fuck me. She sends me messages all the time and talks about how she likes younger men. Of course she does. She doesn't want to bang some fucking old bastard like me. She followed me on Snapchat recently and started sending me nude pictures and shit. Yee. Oh boy. Now, at least in my experience, young guys always joke about the prospects of fucking a cougar. All my friends are saying I should just fuck her, but I can't shake the feeling that there's something fucked up about it. Is it weird that she's over twice my age? What are your thoughts on this, Bill? Should I fuck her, or is it a bad idea? Let me know. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Oh, sir, this is going to be a great lesson for you. How old did you say you were? 22. Okay. I will tell you this, and it took me into my early 40s to learn this. There is no way to ever overemphasize the importance of listening to your gut. Listening to your gut will, I'm telling you, when your gut just tells you, man, this doesn't feel right, fucking walk away. Walk away. Every fucking time. Okay? Unless it's like it's some, it's some sort of stage fright thing, some sort of anxiety thing that you have to get over. You're not afraid of fucking women. Okay? Now all of a sudden this woman's coming and there's this fucking feeling that you're feeling this ain't right. So just fucking walk. Walk. Walk away. Okay? What kind of a fucking 50-year-old is sending naked pictures to somebody half their fucking age? All right? Now I know this day of hyper-feminism, they'll say that that's actually brave. It's this, it's that, it's empowering. It's fucking pathetic because all you have to do is slide it over. If a guy was sending dick pics to a 22-year-old chick, see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is like, whatever. Anyways, yeah, dude, fucking walk away. That's a fucking train wreck. And your gut is telling you that, and you need to just listen to your gut. All right? When you go into a job interview and you're fucking sitting across from the person, they're talking to you, I'm telling you, beyond just interviewing, you're going to get a sense. I swear to God, I took a meeting one time with somebody, and the second I met this person, I just didn't like them, and there was something about them. They felt sleazy, and I got this joke thief vibe from them, and I immediately stopped telling stories and all that shit, and I ended up going, and I just was like, wow, I thought I really wanted to meet that person. Then I met them, and they weren't what I thought they were going to be, and then I talked to like 2 or 3 people about them. They're like, yeah, that guy's he's got a fucking rep for stealing shit. I'm telling you, you got to listen to your gut. That's how you How you end up not in the trunk of a serial killer's car? Is your gut's going to tell, hey, I don't give a fuck if this person has a flat. Keep driving. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel that weird thing. So good for you. Don't do it. All right. Here we go. All right, let's read the last thing here. Overrated, underrated. Hey, you Bruin loving fuck. Boston Bruin loving fuck. Make sure you get it right. The original Bruins, not like the UCLA Bruins, who came later. Overrated. Sidney Crosby is the most overrated cunt I can think of. Oh, give me a fucking break, dude. All right, so he scored a lot of goals against your team, is what I'm guessing. Anyways, he said, I wish this cocksucker would be held accountable for just one of the ridiculous fucking antics he pulls. This bag of shit most recently jams his stick into Ryan O'Reilly's nuts from behind. You can see in the replay, he waits for the ref to be screened and assassinates O'Reilly's future kids. He won't even get a fine. Fuck him and every cunt that roots for him. I understand that. But, Lucic used to play for us, and he was the king of spearing people in the taint and the nuts. I don't know. I would just, he also makes the league a lot of money, and superstars have different rules. That's just how it is. But I will tell you this. That guy's backhander is fucking has more power and speed to it than a lot of guys. Wrist is in the league. Best backhand I've ever seen. And, I have to give it up to greatness. But, he used to whine a lot when he was younger. I think half of it was his pouty lips, so it made it look even worse. But I don't know. That guy's a stud, man. But I understand not liking him. Anyways, underrated. Bowling. I recently found out I have a spine problem. I have spine problems, so I had to quit softball and flag football. The good thing, I was at high school. I was good at. I guess the sport I was good at. A lot of people fucking up this week. The sports I was good at in high school, but not that good starter kit. You left out a couple of words in that thing, buddy. Anyways, my brother turned me on to bowling leagues, and it's way better than I ever gave it credit for. It's competitive. You win a little money, and if you suck ass, you can walk 10 feet to the bar and get lit. /win-win. Thanks, go fuck yourself. Absolutely. Bowling's the shit. But I will tell you, I would definitely go to a chiropractor, and I would get a great masseuse, and maybe they can work out a lot of your back stuff because, if you're going to go from active shit to something inactive like that and add alcohol, you're going to put on weight, which is not going to be good for you, certainly your lower back. You can be walking around like you're in your third trimester and you're never giving birth. You know what I mean? Terminal pregnancy. Fucking booze and pizza. All right, everybody. That is the podcast for this week. All right. Always listen to your gut. Go fuck yourselves. And I'll check in on you on Thursday. Go Bruins. Go Celtics. Go fuck yourselves.